It's Gasparilla season, the time of year when hundreds of thousands of people descend on the city of Tampa to throw non-biodegradable beads into the bay and to pee on the lawns of rich people who live on Bayshore Boulevard. And while last year I was able to answer the biggest questions surrounding the Gasparilla festivities, this year I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I've enlisted the help of some of my friends from YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and the Identity Tampa Bay, and had them submit some questions to me so that I could answer them seriously. And while I like my set, I think that we should take part of this on the road. So I've reluctantly come to Gasparilla where I can ask a bunch of dumb pirates. All right, let's do that one more time. So I've reluctantly come to Gasparilla so I can ask a bunch of dumb pirates dumb questions about pirates. All right, let's get the show on the road. It's Gasparilla. Sure, some of these questions are going to be tricky, but there's no way anybody's going to butcher this question. Why is Jose Gaspar celebrated?
Who's that?
Jesus fucking Christ. The parade is named after him. If only there were an elementary school teacher here or something that could explain.
I know, I teach first grade. I know this stuff. He's a fictional character, but there is buried treasure somewhere in Tampa Bay. Uh-oh. That's what it says.
So back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, two men from the Tampa Tribune decided they wanted to spice up Tampa's May Day event. To bring this to life, they decided to borrow from two things: New Orleans' Mardi Gras event and the legend of the fictional pirate Jose Gaspar. The legend of Jose Gaspar was brought to life by a man named Juan Gomez in a brochure from the Charlotte Harbor Northern Railway. And while I don't know if there's buried treasure somewhere in Tampa Bay, I do know this. Tampa Bay is...
Tampa Bay's blessed.
It is blessed.
A body of water. What's the place where pirates landed the most?
Piratelandia.
Nope.
Piratelandia.
Still nope. What about you guys?
Trinidad, Cuba. I don't know.
Anybody else?
I was gonna say somewhere in Spain, like Ibiza, Mallorca.
Europe area.
I would say.
Actually, it was the Bahamas, because during the golden age of piracy, the Bahamas had no government, so pirates could just go there and run wild.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what Pirates of the Caribbean were filmed.
I'm sorry, what?
That's what Pirates of the Caribbean were filmed.
Oh yeah, that clears it up.
Hey!
Were there any famous pirates in the East Pacific?
West Coast of the United
Name is
States.
sticking your mouth, bitch. Oh god.
That's actually pretty close.
That was close. That's what I was gonna guess, actually. Yeah.
All right. I'll give you another shot.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I know East Coast, like Gaspar, and then.
So there weren't many, but Washington and Vancouver had two notable pirates, Iron Jim Swallow and James Colnet. And California had one pirate by the name of Hippolyte Bouchard, which is French for...
Name is sticking your mouth, bitch. Oh.
Got him.
Got him.
We all know the tune, but do you know who came up with the Pirate's Life song?
No. I don't know the answer.
Can you at least sing it?
No.
A pirate's life for me.
Here we go.
To be fair, this is a difficult question, but the answer is Xavier Atencio. He was an animator at Disney Studios back in the 50s and 60s. All right, here's a fun one. People are gonna have a good time with this one. What does a pirate smell like?
Barf. Good.
That's actually pretty close. So pirates would bring these barrels of water onto the ship, but the only problem is that after a while the wood would make the water start tasting funny. So as an alternative, pirates would start to drink alcohol. So while we don't know for sure, we can make an educated guess that pirates probably smell like alcohol. And as a byproduct of that, barf. So we've all seen the cartoons with the alcohol jugs with the 3 X's on them, but why do those jugs always have the 3 X's?
Some kind of danger. I don't know.
Can I be in this?
In a minute.
No, get out of the shot. Can't you see I'm boring these people?
It's poison.
The X's on the jugs actually comes from the real world. It was to show how many times the alcohol was distilled. Eventually, this made its way into popular media, and now you can see it in cartoons, and even the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World. So you may have noticed images of pirates wearing very flamboyant colors and wearing puffy shirts. So how do guys that dress up like your grandmother have such a bloodthirsty reputation?
Because they want to be old.
No, you do not get to say the first thing that just pops into your head.
Because they are. Grandma is the best fashion. Are you kidding?
Yes. The question literally came from a comedian. There's actually a really cool story as to why pirates are portrayed the way that they are. Back in Elizabethan England, the higher class in the government would ban and outlaw the lower classes from wearing more vibrant colors like maroon, royal blue, or purple. So to give a middle finger to the government, a pirate named Black Bart decided that he and his crew were going to adopt these more flamboyant colors. They then hit the high seas dressed up like it was bingo night and began murdering, raping, and pillaging people because pirates are terrible people and we probably shouldn't be celebrating them. All right, here's a pretty tame question that shouldn't catch anybody off guard. Is there a music genre synonymous with pirates?
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Listen, it's a difficult question. Pick any genre.
Jazz, yeah.
Jazz?
Yes?
Pick literally any other genre. What do you think of when you think of pirates?
I think of Jack Sparrow when I think of pirates, and I feel like he would listen to classic rock. I feel like he would.
Not a bad choice. It's believed pirates actually sung something called sea shanties, which was a very melodic call and response sort of song that they would sing while they were manning the ships. All right, here's one we can speculate on. No wrong answers. What's a pirate's favorite food?
Captain Crunch!
I'm sorry, what?
Captain Crunch!
No. Clearly I was wrong. In all seriousness, pirates had terrible diets, and this is because fresh food simply didn't last on the ships for more than a couple of weeks. Because of this, they resorted to things like dried meats and a thick cracker called hardtack because they could stay good for much, much longer. But it was this terrible diet that led them to a deficiency in vitamin C, which would eventually lead to the disease scurvy. So if I had to guess a pirate's favorite food, I would have to say citrus, something like an orange, a lemon, or a lime, because within that, just that little bit of vitamin C could prevent scurvy in the pirates. Why hooks for hands and pegs for legs, but not pegs for hands and hooks for legs?
Because you can't walk on hooks, and the hooks is so they can like fight and scare you. If you walk on hooks, the pegs aren't going to scare you on your hands.
But I bet if somebody walked up to you with a peg for a leg, you'd be scared.
When I had a peg up to me with their hand, I'd be like, oh, wow.
So what?
All right, you're way too logical. Let's try you guys, but please keep it clean.
The hook was to get the G-spot, because you don't have to curve to get the G-spot for the girl and the pussy. Get the G-spot.
The plague, I guess, is putting plagues in women's vaginas. That's unfortunate, but at the end of the day,
You don't put a foot in your vagina. You don't do that. You put the hand, so it's the
but
vagina thing.
the hook.
Put the peg in the hole in your fucking bed.
Nah, bro.
And then you just go in.
No.
I'm telling you.
So you're like, bah, bah, bah. Oh, vagina, bah. Hey, right there, boom, hook.
You got a hook for a leg. You got 3 barracudas, 1 bass on your leg. That's fucked. You got clams, this on your leg.
It's for the G-spot. It's for the G-spot.
I got a zombie. Bing, bing, bing. There's no zombie.
What are you
That's just not real, right?
Listen, I can't compete with any of this, but I can think of one murderous, bloodthirsty person who had hooks for legs. Thank you so much to everyone that participated in this video, all the people that I met at Gasparilla. I cracked a lot of jokes, but in all seriousness, if it wasn't for all of you, this video wouldn't have been able to come together the way that it did. And a huge, huge thank you to everybody from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and the Identity Tampa Bay. I seriously, the people I reached out to are people that I look up to in all of these communities. So check the doobly-doo for the links down below and go follow them. Let them know that you came here from My Dumb Question. Please hit subscribe. I finally broke 500 subscribers and I got to meet the guy who was number 500. He was actually at Gasparilla. Please go to his YouTube channel as well. It is Live This Moment Radio Podcast. Also linked down in the doobly-doo. You know, show them some love for showing me some love. And remember, every question is a cry to understand the world. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I'll see you guys soon. Sorry this came out after the big parades and stuff. Whatever. It happens. Peace. Excuse me. Please don't curse on camera. Excuse me. Excuse me. Please don't curse on camera. Excuse me. Please don't curse on camera.